Chapter 1. The Son of Fire and Shadow. And when the light that does not belong to this world pierces the veil like a burning spear, the cycle shall be broken, and every age shall meet its judgment. For nothing resists a dawn that is not born here. Book of the Burning Tides, Song 6 of the Archon Legacy. Khaazar Ghan wielded a stick he insisted on calling a sword as he ran in circles around his room. He was 7 cycles old, with the lightweight, flexible body of a K'tharr child before the first ritual hardening. His limbs were long compared to his torso, as if his growth had begun in the bones before the muscle. His skin was thick and dark, like polished volcanic rock, crossed with luminous cracks along his arms, chest, and neck. Those glowing lines pulsed with a faint red in rhythm with his breathing, a natural trait of his race that served both to resist cold and to express emotion. His eyes, large and amber red, carried a feline shine and a nearly invisible third eyelid that protected against ash and wind. Despite all that, he was still a child, and a very enthusiastic one. He should have been studying basic aethermancy, the discipline that taught one to sense and manipulate the living energy in the environment, a force as present as air, but responsive only to those who trained patiently. Instead, he spun, leapt, and proclaimed imaginary victories within the black stone walls of the fortress. Its architecture, heavy, intimidating, built to inspire obedience, failed to restrain his energy. "I never surrender. The hero will never catch me," he shouted, striking at an imaginary foe with the conviction of a general. The fortress answered with a roar. A tremor shook the floor, and the boy fell backward. Metal trinkets clattered and rolled across the ground. A second tremor followed, deeper, as if something enormous had struck the foundations. The door blew inward. Raja entered, wrapped in dust and tension. She was a tall K'tharr woman, bronze-skinned and marked with glowing fissures that brightened with each breath. Her vivid red hair fell over hardened leather armor reinforced with bone plates. Every line of her body reflected controlled strength. "Prince," she gasped, "up! We're leaving now." "Raja, what's happening?" the boy asked as he tried to stand. A new tremor answered for her. Chunks of stone dropped from the ceiling. Raja crossed the room in 2 steps, lifted him easily, and held him against her chest as she rushed into the hallway. "The fortress is under attack. The hero from another world has entered with his group. They're fighting their way toward the throne chambers. They're already battling your father." Khaazar's mouth fell open, disbelief choking his thoughts. "But he has Princess Kriskali." Raja clenched her jaw. "Yes, and keeping her here should have stopped any rescue attempt. That was the strategy. But someone opened doors that should have stayed sealed. This reeks of betrayal." She ran with the boy pressed against her body. The corridor shook so violently that the stone vibrated like a drum. Columns leaned, walls cracked with fresh, deep wounds. A block of ceiling fell toward them. Raja tensed her body. The fissures in her skin blazed white. A pulse of dominion, manifesting as a rippling grayish ring that warped the air around her, altered the weight of the debris, momentarily reducing it by shifting the pressure of the environment, so it descended as if through water and crashed harmlessly at their side. Khaazar watched it all in confused awe. How could this be happening? His father, the Dark Lord, had kidnapped Princess Kriskali to force her entire nation into submission. It was the perfect move. No one dared challenge him while she lived inside Gor'Vhal Akharr. No one, except a stranger who had come from another world. The corridor opened into a balcony. Raja paused only long enough to look up. Khaazar, over her shoulder, could see. The battle consumed everything. At the collapsing peak of the fortress, the Dark Lord, a titan in black armor, wielded his hammer axe, its runes emitting dense shadows. Each swing shook the walls as if splitting the air itself. Facing him, the hero from another world radiated a blinding white light. His twin legendary swords carved arcs of pure brilliance. Their clash was a storm. Bursts of dark and luminous energy collided and scattered in waves that bent the walls. Rubble floated for a heartbeat before falling again. The ground trembled as though the fortress pleaded for mercy. Raja didn't look twice. She kept moving. "We need to reach the stables," she growled. They descended cracked ramps. Raja dodged falling columns with speed enhanced by imbuition, running through her body as a reddish glow that followed her fissures, tightening muscles and bones with energy that expanded her natural strength, from marrow to skin. Each leap landed harder, each stride longer. At the lower stables, chaos reigned. Only one mount remained standing amid smoke and the barking of terrified beasts, an Ermak. The creature stood on two powerful legs. It resembled a cross between a racing bird and a reptile. Agile body, broad chest, muscled neck, elongated head with a fierce stare. Its thick, dark gray hide bore luminous fissures like those of the K'tharr. Its legs ended in 3 black talons, sharp as knives, scraping the ground. With every breath, a reddish glow pulsed along its flanks. Behind the Ermak emerged Ghan, covered in dust and dried blood. Shorter than Raja, but just as robust, his right arm ended in a stump fitted with a ritual iron plate. A coarse metal piece, inscribed with protective markings, shaped to clasp the skin like an incomplete claw and act as counterweight for riding and balance at high speed. With his left hand, he held a broken spear. His luminous cracks flickered with strain. "Raja!" he shouted. "East exits clear, not a single patrol." His voice carried urgency, but his posture atop the Ermak, despite only having one arm, was that of a master rider, steady and ready to charge. Raja mounted her mount in one motion, placing K'tharr against her chest. "Stay close to me, Ghan," she growled. "Always," he replied, sharing a brief spark of understanding before they urged their mounts forward. The Ermaks launched with brutal speed. Their talons vitrified the stone with every step, leaving a trail of crystal that cracked under their wake. Behind them, the fortress split apart like a volcano on the verge of eruption. K'tharr, held tightly by Raja, could still see the duel. And now, destruction intensified. The boy's eyes widened not with curiosity, but with a new acid panic that knotted in his throat. He saw his father raise the hammer axe. He saw the impact, and he saw, as no child ever should, the world bend. A sphere of black energy burst from the weapon, expanding like a living pulse. The hero answered with a sweeping cross of pure light. Both forces met at the tower's center, and K'tharr felt, physically, the wave vibrate inside his chest, as if trying to rip his heart from within. The northern wall split in two. A turret collapsed forward and dissolved into a cloud of dust. Hot tears slid down K'tharr's fissures without him noticing. Then he saw it. He saw his father miss a step. He saw the hero bring both swords down in an impossible arc. He saw light. Too much light. And he saw the silhouette of the Dark Lord disintegrate, not fall, not be wounded, be pulverized. K'thar's scream did not leave his throat. It left his soul. His body folded as if the air had been torn from him. Raja held him, but the child trembled with the emotional shock of watching the most powerful being in his world, his father, reduced to dust and flickers that still danced in the dark. The final explosion began to form, and the horrified child saw it grow like a sick sun. He felt its heat on his skin. His senses drowned. Fear swallowed him whole. A column of dark energy rose, intertwined with a beam of white light. Both forces compressed, then detonated. The sphere of destruction expanded without sound, as if the world inhaled before choking. Then the roar hit, tearing the sky apart. Raja barely had time to shout, "Hold on!" The shockwave struck them with the weight of a collapsing mountain. The rocks were hurled through the air. K'tharr felt his body lose form, reduced to a point suspended in light. And then the impact. A dry, white pain pierced his skull. They crashed on the ground, rolling through snow and frozen dirt. The silence that followed was so complete, it hurt. Raja crawled toward the boy. "K'tharr, K'tharr, look at me." The child raised his face. His once bright eyes were now two blank, white surfaces, burned by the intensity of the flash. He screamed, a sharp, broken sound, full of terror, the physical agony of the searing light, and the emotional devastation of losing his father in a single, unbearably bright instant. Raja held him tightly as Ghan limped toward them, unable to take his gaze from the sky. Above them, high in the clouds, a luminous halo pierced through, a light that did not belong to Aetheria, a wound torn open in the heavens. It was the sign, the dawn of an age no one had asked for, and which had just begun.